Hi, I'm Simon Maple. I work for IBM as a technical evangelist on WebSphere application server version 8.5 Liberty Profile. Today, IBM announced that WebSphere application server version 8.5 is due to be released for general availability on June 15th, 2012. This video is going to show a proof of concept of a lightweight software running on lightweight hardware, which is the Liberty Profile running on this Raspberry Pi. For those of you who haven't seen a Raspberry Pi before, it's been designed by a charity to encourage school children to learn programming and coding. What we're going to be doing is running Liberty Profile on it. Let's see this in action. So now let's start the Liberty server. I've already unzipped the download into the WLP directory, and from the bin directory I can now run server followed by the command start or run and then the name of the server that I want to start. While this is starting, let's have a look at the Raspberry Pi. So here's the Raspberry Pi. Let me take you around the board. First of all, in the far corner we've got a micro USB power adapter. What I'm holding is an HDMI cable. It takes HDMI straight out the board and to either a television or HDMI capable monitor. On this side we've got Ethernet, we've got network out, and we've got a couple of USB outputs. We've also got audio and composite out. On the other side you can see an SD card. Currently I've got a 4 gig SD card in. From the website it looks like it'll take up to about 32. Interesting parts on the board. The main chip here is actually a combination. It's a layered chip which is a CPU, a GPU and also the RAM. It's about 700 megahertz clock speed, and it's also got 256 meg of RAM on board. This little chip, for information, is just the USB controller and hub, and also the controller from the Ethernet. So let's have a look at our server started. Okay, so here you can see our Liberty server has now started on the Raspberry Pi. So some interesting things to look out for here. Here we can see the kernel has started after 24 seconds. That kernel is an OSGI kernel which allows the Liberty features to run. The Liberty features actually take a further 11 seconds to start, and the only feature that we've actually got running is the Servlet 3 feature. The reason we've got that running is because we wanted to start an application called Snoop, which to WebSphere application server users, it will be a fairly familiar, plain, simple servlet-based application which we're going to run. One final thing that I'll mention is there's a port which is opened for all hosts on port number 9080, and that's what we're going to access via my Mac in a second. On my Mac, the Liberty server actually only takes a few seconds to start. So let's go to my Mac and have a look at how we can access this Pi. Okay, over to my Mac now. My Mac's connected to the Raspberry Pi via an Ethernet cable. So on my Mac, I've got a Firefox browser up and running, and all I'm putting into the address bar is the IP address of the Raspberry Pi, followed by the port 9080 of the Liberty server, and the Snoop servlet name, which is just Snoop. So if we run that, we can now see the Snoop servlet has returned information about the Raspberry Pi, such as IP address, and also information about where the Snoop application is actually running on the file system of the Raspberry Pi. So that's the end of this video. I'm really impressed with this Raspberry Pi, so thanks to Eben Upton and also for Liz Upton in helping us with this project. If you wanted to know more about the Raspberry Pi, go to raspberrypi.org, and if you wanted to know more about the Liberty Profile, the new profile in WebSphere application server which is designed for developers and developer environments, go to wasdev.net. Thank you.